I asked ChatGPT 5 reasons why the motorcycle community in 2025 is corny, and I'm gonna run through the 5 reasons why ChatGPT thinks the motorcycle community is corny, and why I agree with basically everything besides one of them. I feel a certain way about the motorcycle community right now. I I feel a certain way about the motorcycle community right now, and just how social media, I think, is ruining the motorcycle community in general. I think social media is absolutely creating helmet talkers and people who love the aspect of riding, but they just don't ride themselves. But they pose that they do by a thing called helmet talk. And it's the fantasization, if that's even a word, is that a word? It's the fantasy of becoming a biker without actually becoming one. And it's plaguing the motorcycle community as a whole recently. And, I'm not really bothered by it. You could do what you want with your life. Like, I genuinely don't care what you do with your life. But I'm not going to say, I don't see a lot of complaints about it online. So I'm going to talk about it because I don't see very many people talking about it. I just see people brushing it to the side, blah, 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 whatever. Besides the hate for helmet talkers, I feel like everybody dislikes them to a certain degree. So, either way, I'm talking about it because I want to. I just got out of cycle gear, and we are going to talk about this. Because, brother. Brother. I don't necessarily know where I want to go today, but I just know that I want to just kind of vibe. I just kind of want to vibe, brother. Let's talk about the first reason right now. Over-the-top social media flexing. Motorcycling used to be about the ride, but now it's all about the image. Every biker is trying to be an influencer, posting endless stage photos of their bike with captions about the freedom of the open road, even though they barely ride. Let's get this bike started and talk about that, because brother, do I have some stuff to say about that. Whew, this bike sounds so good, dude. Alright, let's talk about it. So, endless social media flexing and portraying a biker, but not actually riding, right? That's what ChatGPT said, or somewhere along the lines of that. I'm going to throw up the prompt on screen. Oh boy! There's a lot of people nowadays who pose in front of their bikes, do all this stuff, and cool, do what you gotta do, man. I do the same thing occasionally, I like a good flick on my bike. I like a good flick, I like a good video. I love it. But there's people who do that more than they ride. There's people who put on the persona that they're a real rider, but their miles don't show it because they don't ride. I've heard of even people trailering their bike to a gas station, trailering their bike to wherever the photo shoot spot, the video shoot spot is, trailering their bike there and not riding there. Like, it's gotten that bad that people don't even ride their motorcycles. Why do you buy a motorcycle if you're not going to ride it, It makes no sense to me. And this is plaguing the motorcycle community as a whole. Now, I'm not going to lie, a lot of my friends do this, but I also know a lot of my friends ride the hell out of their bikes. Regardless, they ride the hell out of their bikes. But they will sit at a gas station for 5 hours, but they'll also ride for 3 hours after that too. There's a happy medium, but people are only doing the photo taking stuff and the videography stuff. And cool, do what you gotta do, but don't pose like you're a biker if you're not actually riding. Some people, literally, there's this one girl, she posed and acted like she had a bike. She posted it 3 times on her page. Oh my god, I was so invested in this. She acted like she had a bike. And the whole time, it was her friend's. It wasn't even hers. It wasn't her bike. She never had one. And you could tell from the video that she didn't know how to ride. But she was posing as a biker, and she had the bike listed in her bio as her bike. And then people exposed her for not having a bike, and she was like, oh, whatever. And then she went out and bought a bike a week or 2 later. Again, no hate to this girl, but there are people like that out there where they pose like they have bikes. They make dancey videos in front of them. They do whatever they want in front of their bikes. Their bikes. And it's not even theirs because they don't own one. They just own the helmet. They own the aesthetic of being a biker when they aren't even a biker because they don't own a bike. Look, I get it. Bike life is expensive, but why are you trying to pose as a biker? Why? It's so weird. There's so many other hobbies you could partake in life, but posing as a motorcyclist and keeping up that persona is the weirdest thing that has plagued the motorcycle community in my 4 years of being on like social media for motorcycles. And look, I get it. I hope everybody gets a bike that's watching this video, right? I hope everyone rides. I hope everyone gets to experience the thrill and the joy of riding. But don't pose as a motorcyclist before you get a bike. That's just, I don't know, man. That's just weird to me, but maybe we have different opinions and views on things. Anyways, that ends my rant on that specific one, but we're gonna talk about this second one. Wannabe outlaws and fake biker personas. Now, the outlaws part, that's kind of always existed, like the Harley riders that claim, oh, you're not allowed to pass us, blah blah blah. That's always existed, and I'm not really gonna get into it. But the fake biker personas is crazy, and that kind of ties into what I talked about in point 1 of people faking that they're a rider. There are people out there who get a bike specifically because they want to make content. And look, I get it. I'm a biker and I make content. But when I first started riding, bro, I didn't have a camera attached to my helmet. I didn't have none of this. I brought a bike because I wanted to ride, and I used to watch people, or I still do, like Brian 636, Do It With Dan, Baker XD, Walterific, Motonocity. I watched all these OGs and many more. Suburban Delinquent, I can't really name them all off the top of my head. 644 Honda, okay, I'm gonna name them all off the top of my head, honestly. But I watched all these guys growing up. And then one day when I was riding, this is when I had my ZX6R back in the day, before I even started posting content, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to give this a try. I bought a camera, I bought a microphone, and I gave it a try, and I sucked at it at first. I actually didn't release any of those videos because it was so bad. But there's people who slide into my DMs and they're like, yo, I bought the helmet, I bought the camera, I bought the microphone, what's your mic setup? I didn't buy my bike yet, but I can't wait to start making content when I get my bike. And it's like, bro, I love the enthusiasm of wanting to make content and wanting to, I love the passion behind it. And don't screw up and skew my words when I say this. Why are you focused on making content before you have a bike? Focus on not dying at first. As a beginner rider, you are so at risk because 1, other people can't see you on the road, and 2, you don't have the skill set to avoid other people on the road. Your main focus when you first start riding shouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna be an influencer. Oh, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel. Oh, I'm gonna make Instagram. No, your first focus should be staying alive in the first year of you riding. You don't have the skill set. No MSF course can teach you those kind of skills. I mean, yes, it's gonna teach you the fundamentals, but there are other things that you need as a motorcyclist to survive on these roads, like traffic predictability, like paying attention, like being able to read what cars are going to do if they don't use blinkers. I can read what this red car in front of me is going to do before they do it. Like, it's that simple. I knew they were going to run it. It's very simple to predict these things. And as a beginner rider, you just don't have those skills. You don't have those physical skills. You don't have those mental skills, and you need them. So stop focusing on being a rider, dancing in front of a bike, whatever. Do what you gotta do. I'm not a fan of the whole, like, dancing in front of a bike thing, but I'm never gonna, like, make fun of them, you know? I don't know, man. Too many people get bikes for the wrong reasons. And you can tell they get them for the wrong reasons, because when they inevitably crash, God forbid, they stop riding. They give up on it. Because they never wanted to ride to begin with. They just simply wanted to make the content for the bike. Like, this car is inching out. It scares me, but he sees me. Yeah, I really want to wash my bike. Oh my god, it has the blow dryer too. Thank God. I'm done ranting about that specific point. My advice to new riders, stop focusing on the content aspect of things. I love the enthusiasm. I love that you guys are passionate about wanting to make motorcycle content. I mean, coming from a person who does it for a living, it's a great job to have. It's great. Being able to ride my dream bike while also making money off of it is great. But don't have that as your motivation behind, or not motivation, don't have that as your motive behind getting a bike that, oh, one day I'm going to make money off of it. It took me 3 years 3 years to make a full-time income off of this, and most people give up at a fraction of that time. So don't go in with the mentality, oh, I'm going to make a killing off of this. The motorcycle space, even from me doing it for a living, it doesn't even pay that much, bro. It's not worth it. Unless you're passionate about bikes, it's not worth it. So stop using that as your motive behind getting a bike. Get a bike because you want to ride. Get a bike because you want that freedom. Don't get a bike because they pay the bills. No, barely. Trust me. All right, let's talk about the third one. The obsession with overpriced limited edition bikes. Hello, I'm one of these. Now, I wouldn't say it's an obsession, but there is a plague around this community where people think you need these overpriced, expensive, limited bikes like a Triple R, like an H2, like a Ducati, like a Aprilia. They think they need these expensive leader bikes to be cool, to fit in. And to be truthfully honest, I have more fun on my ZX6R on the track than I will ever have fun on these bikes right here. Like, don't get me wrong, this bike is very fun, but nothing beats the feeling of beating the piss out of my 600 on the track. Nothing beats that feeling. And you don't need a $30,000 motorcycle to be cool. And that's the plague in this community, is a lot of people like myself buy these bikes. Fastlane D buys these bikes. I'm K. We buy these bikes, these really expensive leader bikes, and then people watch our content, and then they think they need these to be relevant, to be cool, to be popular, when in reality, we're just buying them because we love them. These are our dream bikes, but I don't need this bike. If I had to sell every bike and keep my ZX6R, I would. And I just simply do track stuff. I don't need this bike. It's just cool to have because it's my dream bike along with the S1000 and the ZX6R. It's one of my dream bikes. You don't need these overpriced, expensive bikes to be cool in the motorcycle community. And to anybody, now this also plays into a point, experienced riders who make fun of new riders for getting a bike that's safe. And what I mean by safe is a new rider gets a Ninja 400 because that's all they can afford, that's all they feel comfortable with, that's all you should start on as a new rider is a 400. But a lot of people don't. They start on leader bikes because, oh, their friends are like, oh, you just bought a girl's bike. Oh, the 400 is a girl's bike. Why are you buying a girl's bike? And it's like, bro, it's not a girl's bike. People get leader bikes too quickly and they crash and they die or they get permanently injured, and it's truly sad. So stop telling people that they bought a girl's bike because they wanted a Ninja 400 to be safe on. Instead, praise them and congratulate them for getting a bike in general. Stop shaming people for the bikes that they buy. Not everyone has enough money to afford a bike like this. Not everyone has a skill set to have a bike like this. Hell, even I'm not that skilled to be able to afford something like this. I mean, I do track days and stuff, but I'll never be at the level that these other races are at that actually push these bikes to their limits. But I think that basically sums up what I wanted to talk about with that one, is stop shaming people and stop thinking that you need an expensive bike like this to be a part of the motorcycle community. You really don't. All right. And to finish off my last points, I'm going to group 4 and 5 together. Okay, so the fourth one is endless brand worship. Instead of riding what fits their style, people are obsessed with specific brands, acting like their identity depends on it. If you're not riding a Harley, you're not a real biker. If you don't have a Ducati, you're not a real sport bike rider. The elitism is exhausting. Number 5. Merchandise overload and fake biker lifestyle brands. Biker culture used to be about riding, but now it's just another marketing gimmick. Every clothing brand is slapping skulls and wings on cheap hoodies and selling them as a biker lifestyle gear. Half the people wearing them don't even own a motorcycle. Let's get on the road and talk about this one because, man, I kind of play a part in this one. All right, let's get on the road. Okay, so endless brand worship and like fake biker lifestyle gear. So a lot of people have affiliate codes. A lot of people are sponsored by a lot of people. For one, I'm sponsored by Ghost Racing, and a lot of people say Ghost Racing is a cult. Now, Ghost Racing is for sure not a cult. It's more of a satire thing, but a lot of people worship over Ghost Racing. As long as I do. I literally have a Ghost Racing hoodie on right now. I love Ghost Racing. I love being sponsored by them. I love the owner of Ghost Racing. I love everything about Ghost Racing, which is why I choose to be sponsored by them. But a lot of people choose to be sponsored by people they don't even believe in, or they don't even wear, or they don't even use the product. I can't really say any brands here because I don't want any bad traction, but there's a lot of brands that people... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be genuine. There's a brand, ILM. They always hit me up. They always hit up everybody. They hit up everybody in the motorcycle space. And so many people take the sponsorship. Their Amazon helmets, they will kill you if you crash in them. They're not as safe as a showy X15. They're not as safe as these other helmets. And they're sure as hell not a safe beginner helmet. I don't care what people say. I would never take a sponsorship from that company. Why? Because I don't believe in their company. I don't believe in the helmet. I don't believe if I crashed at 100 miles per hour that helmet would save my life. I don't believe that if I even crashed at 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, that helmet would genuinely save my life over the X15 that I have on my head right now. And so many people take these sponsorships, and I reach out to them, and I'm always like, hey, you know, it's not really the best brand to be taking a sponsorship from, like, and they say, oh, I know, but they offered to pay me, and I'm just promoting them. People don't understand the influence that you have over people. People will buy whatever you promote. They will buy anything you promote because they follow you, they like you, and they believe what you say. So if you promote a helmet that's gonna get somebody killed, they're gonna buy it. Why? Because you're speaking good about it. Back to my point. People will buy whatever you promote. That's why I'm very picky with who I promote. I'm sponsored by 4 people. There's people with link trees that are longer than the Bible. They're sponsored by everyone. They don't even believe in the product. They just take it because they get paid, and the paid affiliate sales or whatever. They get paid. They just take it and promote it to you guys because they're getting paid to, not because they actually believe in the product. I bought Nicky Boys Toys pants. I bought 3 pairs of them before I ever got sponsored by them. That's how much I believed in that brand. Insta360. I bought Insta360 before I ever got a camera from them and before I ever got sponsored by them. Ghost Racing, same thing. I bought Ghost Racing merch before I ever got sponsored by them. Cardo, I bought Cardos before I ever got sponsored by them. Anything that I promote is something I've bought with my own real money before I even got sponsored by them. And that's how you know that it's real. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means, bro. But that's how you know I'm authentic to you guys. I will never promote something to you guys that I don't believe in, that I would not spend my own hard-earned money on. Because everything that I'm sponsored by, I've spent my own hard-earned money on in the past years. So take what these people say with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Because not everything that these people promote are good. Not everything that these people promote have your best interest in mind. Your best interest. Your best interest. Not all of them have your best interest in mind. A lot of these people take these brand deals for a check. They don't give a about you. They care about their money. They care about their money. That's all they care about is their money. Now, money's great, but I'm not going to push something to you guys if it's going to potentially hurt you, if it's not going to help you, if it's not going to benefit your life in any way. Why would I promote it to you guys for a check? Come on. That's so inauthentic. Is that a word? That's so unauthentic. Oh, I thought I almost just false neutral. Oh God. Yeah, outside of that, I agree with basically everything ChatGPT said. I agree 100%. Those 5 things that I'm going to list right here, I agree with everything that it said. The motorcycle community is not what it used to be. Now, is that a bad thing? No. Everything changes. If something isn't innovating, it's falling behind, right? But I'm not going to say that the motorcycle community isn't a little bit corny, because we end up supporting the wrong things. It's the same reason why the car community got corny, is because the saying, respect all builds, came into the picture. So now you have clapped out Nissan Altimas, leaking oil, coolant, crashed bumpers with straight pipes on them, showing up to car meets. That's all that shows up is these cars that, bro, they're not even good. Just because you spent 20 bucks on a carbon fiber hood cover that's fake doesn't mean you have a sick build. No, that's not how it works at all. Anyways, enough ranting about the car community. That also has plagued the motorcycle community because we support everything. We support everything in the motorcycle community. If you want to dance in front of your bike, oh, we support it. You can't speak out about that. If you want to post bike talk content or book talk content on your motorcycle page and say the most heinous that some people have ever heard, oh, we can't speak out about that. Oh, that's insensitive. That's his content style. You can't say anything bad about that. No. I will, if I see something I don't like, I will call it out. I don't care. And I hope people do the same for me. If they see something they don't like, call me out, bro. But here's the thing. People can post what they want. I'm never going to be like, hey, this isn't welcome in the community. I'm not a gatekeeper. But I sure as hell don't like to see people talking about other people on their Instagram reels. I don't like that. I don't like when people take their shirts off and start their phone screens for content. I don't like that. I don't like seeing it. I don't like dancing in front of my motorcycle, but other people do. Again, you can do what you want with your motorcycle, but man, this community has gone from actually riding to just pulling up in a parking lot like this. Ready? I'm gonna do exactly what these people do. They mount their phone somewhere right here, and from their backpack, they mount their phone, and they do little dances, and they do whatever. And it just makes no sense to me. People pose in front of their bike more than they actually ride them. And it sucks. But that's the motorcycle community, and you gotta get used to it. Anyways, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Again, no hard feelings to anybody in this video. If your content style is what I basically just like talked crap about, I have nothing against you. Post what you want to post. Just because I don't agree with your content doesn't mean a lot of other people don't support you. Freaking Cycle Groover, he has what, 1 million followers on both Instagram and TikTok? Good on him. Do I like his content style? No. But millions of people do. So I hope he continues to strive in doing what he does. Absolutely. Now the only people that I don't hope strive are the book talk biker people that like their phone screens. That's a little bit weird, and like, please stay the hell away from me. That's just weird. You know, I hope everyone strives in this community, and I love the fact that new riders are coming into this community. I just want y'all to be safe, and I will be coming out with a video where I talk about how to be safe on a motorcycle, right? I'm not the safest person on a motorcycle. I'm trying my best to be. As you can see, I haven't really broken the speed limit like crazily in this video at all. I'm trying to be more chill and promote safety on motorcycles. I really am. I'm actually going to pull in here. Did this road close 2,500 feet? Interesting. I'm going to pull in here because I want to. I just cleaned my bike too. What an idiot. Granted, the motorcycle community is great. When you go to these meets in person, like, the motorcycle community is amazing. The amount of friends I've made at these motorcycle meets, like ghost meets and, you know, bikes and coffee and all this stuff when I travel to different states, it's genuinely amazing. The community is amazing. It's just the social media side of motorcycling is a little bit weird and overplayed, and like there's so much of the same content going on, like rollers, there's camera cars at every single ride, and like there's camera cars at every ride, and people are just all they do is wheelies, hold up traffic, and I'm not saying that's not fun, but like it's the same rides every single state that we go to. Camera cars, wheelies, it's the same stuff, and it's just kind of annoying. Like, let's switch things up. There doesn't need to be a camera car at every single ride that we go to. We can ride and have fun without needing a camera car, right? I hope more people agree with me on that. We can go to rides and not need a camera car to have fun. It's annoying when you pull up to these meets and, oh, there's 2 camera cars. Oh, don't get in front of this camera car. Don't get in front of this camera car. And no hate to the videographers. I absolutely love it. I've included some roller footage inside of my video. Shout out 826 Media, right? I've included this stuff in my videos, and I absolutely love to see this side of things. But having a camera car at every single ride becomes so overplayed. It's like to the point where, are we riding for the cameras or are we riding for ourselves? It makes no sense to me that there doesn't need to be cameras on us all the time. And that's why I chose in Dallas not to really be around that many camera cars and not to attend some of those group rides, because I don't find enjoyment out of that. I find enjoyment doing my own thing, exploring Dallas, going to the tunnels, going to the bridge, exploring new things. I don't live in Dallas, but it's cool to explore when I am down there. So that's my hot take on the motorcycle community. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my ride home. Let me know if you want more yap and talks like this, because I genuinely enjoyed this. I don't think I shut up this whole time. This is going to be a long video. I hope you guys are ready. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.